Hello, good evening. Happy Saturday. Alrighty, just going to bring this up on my iPad so I can see. There we go, there we go. Not sure if anyone is with us yet, so I'll just give it a hot minute. And I'm gonna try and get some things prepared. Ew. Oh my goodness, have I had a seamless start? I think this is the first time I've not had any technical glitches or problems or anything starting a live. So I'm just going to give it a minute and see who I can see is going to join. Ah, welcome, welcome. Hello, Susan. How are you this evening? Happy Saturday. Very excited to be joining you all tonight. So, my name is Keegan Graham. I'm one of the brand ambassadors for the fabulous Natalie May Scrapbooking, a brilliant Australian company located in Adelaide. You might also know me as Goldman Creates. That's what all my social media is posted under. If you have not already, please, please, please join the Natalie May Scrapbooking Creative Community Facebook group. We have a lot of fun in there, and I love seeing everybody's beautiful designs. Hi, Chris. Hi, Robin. Welcome, everyone. So, tonight I'm going to talk all things artist trading cards. So, I know a lot of people in the community already participate in ATC swaps, but there are also a lot of people that don't for lots of different reasons. Some people don't know what they are, others are just a little bit nervous to start trying. So, I thought I would do a bit of a demonstration. But the reason I'm doing it tonight is because we have the Natalie May Scrapbooking retreat coming up in May, and we are going to be doing some swaps at the retreat. So, and I know that we've got a few new people that are going to join in for the very first time with artist trading cards. So I'm excited. So I just thought I'd show how to make a few simple backgrounds to make bulk amounts of ATCs. Hi, Shirley, Sharon. Oh, and Carolyn's here. Hi, Rachel. And before I go any further, I must say a big happy birthday to Sandy, one of our other brand ambassadors. So let's talk artist trading cards. For those who are not familiar, artist trading cards actually originated like in the late 1990s. I think it was like 96, 97, something like that. And it was I think he was Swiss. He was a Swiss artist, and he created 1,200 miniature art pieces the size of baseball trading cards because as a child, apparently, he really loved collecting baseball cards. So he created 1,200 and he took them to this exhibition and encouraged other artists to make artwork in the same small size and then trade with each other. And hence, the artist trading card, it really picked up and took off. So now there are lots of different groups that do it, not just mixed media, art journalists and scrapbookers and paper crafters, but lots of painters and graffiti artists and lots of people around the world joining, which is really cool. So what happens is with the Natalie May Scrapbooking monthly artist trading card swaps, you'll put your name up on the post. So the first day of every month, a post will come up on the main Facebook page, and we'll say who wants to join the ATCs, and there will be a theme. So you're going to make 9 cards, baseball size, like this. So they are actually 9 centimeters by 6.5 centimeters. I don't know the inch conversion. Sorry, I like my centimeters. And you'll make 9 cards the same or similar based on the theme. So then you will send them to your host. We usually host about 3 to 4 groups each month. So this one, for example, is a purple theme. So everyone made some kind of purple artwork. You send them to the host along with a self-replied envelope. The host will then sort them out. You will receive one of yours back, and then one from everybody else's set of 9. So then 9 people in the world have this set of artwork to collect. And what I really love, it's a really great way not only to share our artwork, to encourage each other, but I actually like testing out techniques and stuff as well on tags and ATCs, before I put things in my journal. So it's a really good way to do that as well. And then what you end up with is this beautiful collection. So this is my binder that I started the year before last, I believe. And people get really, really creative. So this was a steampunk one, and I actually, for this one, for the very first time, he tried resin pouring and poured all these little resin steampunky birds. People go really out there. But some people don't, and that's okay as well. It's not about comparing our artwork to each other, it's about sharing our artwork with each other, inspiring each other. And what I really love is that sometimes I have come along and gone, I don't know what I feel like doing today. Oh, I remember somebody did this on an ATC and I wanted to give that a go. Um, so yeah, this is my second of two. So I've actually got another binder that is full. Um, Natalie May's not the only one who does artist trading cards. There's a few other groups that do, but my understanding, we are the biggest community in Australia for art journaling doing it at the moment. Then once you've completed your 9 cards on the Natalie May scrapbooking page, you can download this. This is called an ATC back. So you put the title of the theme. So this month's theme is poetry. You write down your name and the date, and then you number them 1 to 9. In our community, we actually ask if you're able to make 10. Natalie can't actually participate because she's very time poor, but we send the 10th card of everyone's set to her and she loves collecting them. I'll just close this so you can see this better. And this is what you can send them in. So this is just one binder plastic sheet. They're actually for collecting like Pokemon cards and nerd cards like Magic the Gathering and things like that. My husband's giggling at me because I'm a nerd and I play Magic the Gathering. Um, but you can put them in here, your 1 to 9, and then they'll get sent back to you this way as well. But some people also just send them in a little Ziploc bag. It's up to you. But however you send them to your host is how you will receive your set back. So that's kind of the basics of artist trading cards. And if anybody has any questions tonight, please pop them in the chat. I am more than happy to answer any questions. I'm happy to go back. I'm happy to slow down, whatever you'd like to do. Because I'd love to see as many people as possible, not only joining in the ATCs for the retreat, but also just in general on the main Facebook page. And you can be anywhere in Australia to do it. So lots and lots of different ways to do artist trading cards. I use A4 sheets, and you can get 9 cards off one A4 sheet. If you did want to do more from your set, like you wanted to do that 10th one for Nat, the 12 by 12 pages are really good, and you can get, I think someone told me I think you can get 12 off this. I've never used a big A3 one, a 12 by 12. So we can experiment tonight when I show you how to cut them all out. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Linda and Belinda. Thanks for joining us. Carolyn's watching too. So the first thing I thought I would do is just show you the paper that I use. So this is just from Officeworks, J Burrows. This one is the 200. I'm actually going to, in future, buy the 250. I bought this one a while ago. It's a ream of paper. You get 250 sheets, and I think it was like $19 maybe. I am going to go, so GSM is the thickness. I'm going to go a little bit thicker next time. The thickest one they do is 250. So I've just pulled a couple of blank sheets out, and what I'm going to show you how to do is how I make backgrounds for my ATCs. And what I might do is just move this camera down now. So if you're a little bit seasick, look away for a moment. So you can see a bit closer now what's going on now that I've moved that big folder. There we go. Hi, Sonia. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. So there's lots of different ways you can do ATCs. Some people cut the paper out blank first and work on the cards individually. I don't do that. I'm a bit lazy. No, it's not lazy. I like all of my cards to have a very similar back. So one of the ways I do it is by collaging. I wonder how well you can see this basket. I've got a big basket of bits and bobs scrap paper. So sometimes I'll just come through this. We've got some very colourful flowers there. Get some black and white. Always go book paper. And I just pull some interesting pieces out of all my scraps. I don't like throwing anything away. Look at that. Just random bits of paper that I've used for other projects. Oh, now, I don't think my comments are loading. If I've missed a comment, I'm very sorry. If you have asked me a question and I don't respond, just repost it. And I've also got some books I bought at a thrift store because I really love using book paper. Let's grab a couple of them. I also really love reading those, so I'm going to be careful. I don't accidentally use one of my books that I want to read. All right, so I've just got a couple of bits of paper. Kind of careful. I try and make sure that, the colours work together. Um, it's not necessarily a theme. Hello, Sandy, and happy birthday. We were just talking about you. Hope you're having a beautiful day. And I wish I could deliver a massive big cake to you. Alrighty. So I've got all my bits and bobs. So now I'm just going to do some ripping. Now, when we're building backgrounds, right? So a lot of it is going to be cut and covered. And when you've been making APCs for a little while, you kind of know where each card is going to sit. So there's sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, with a slight trim around the edge. And we do want to make sure, not too many failed. Oh, excuse me. You do want to make sure that we've got something of every element of your design on every card, right? So tell me, anyone in the chat coming to the retreat? Right, so I'm just tearing, getting a bit of a contrast here now. I'm not locked in to where I'm throwing this stuff down. I'm just kind of randomly placing it to know how much I need. Oh, I like the pop of blue in that. That's quite nice, isn't it? And I think we might add some book paper now. I'm also going to leave white space as well because I'm not going to have it completely collaged. We're going to add some paint. I do love some book paper. It also doesn't matter which way your writing is up on your book paper here. Again, a lot of it's going to be covered anyway. All right, Shirley's coming. Robin wouldn't miss it. Hey, Jackie, how missed you? Coming in. Oh, Carolyn's going to be there. And are you guys going to join in the swaps? If you are, I'm going to show you a sneak peek of something in a little while. Well, I think I've already posted it in the group chat, but so now you want to grab a glue stick. I did pull out my gel medium, but I'm actually thinking I might just use a glue stick for this. Because I want to add paint and some other layers, I don't want thick gel medium, and glue sticks work just as well for things like this. So again, I'm not too fussed if it doesn't go right to the edge. Just going to stick some of these big pieces down first. I'm so very excited for the retreat, and I'm incredibly jealous of all of the people in Adelaide today that got to go down for the South Apta stuff, including Naomi. And Susan, you're down there too, aren't you, darling? Well, actually, I don't know if I've seen Susan on tonight. Robin, you'll be swapping. Fantastic. I've got a treat to show you tonight, Ben, something I've made for all our swappers. And a sneak peek at my first set of cards I've made for the retreat. Now, those who do want to do swapping, I think there's like 100 people registered that are coming. You don't have to make 100 cards, okay? The thing with the swaps at the retreat will be however many cards you make is however many cards you'll receive in return. So please don't feel like you have to bust your gut making 100 cards over the next couple of weeks. But hey, if you have the ambition to, do not let me stop you. Just don't turn it into a chore. There's nothing worse than turning something you love as a hobby into a chore. I learnt that the very, very hard way. My darling mother and I started a couple of years ago a market stall. She was very much into what's it called, macrame. She was making like all these. She would make these cool table hangings and all sorts of stuff. And I crocheted. I did like dragons and fairies and little imps and octopus hats and all sorts of stuff. And at first it was really fun and I loved crocheting. It was actually one of the first things I got into to help with my anxiety and whatnot. But it got to a point where it became a chore because, people wanted different colors or they wanted bulk orders or had a market coming up and they were expecting so many people and you had to have X amount of product. And it really started stressing me out. And I really stopped enjoying crocheting. I still do it occasionally, but I really, really have to be in the mood. So, yeah, my advice, never turn something you love into something you have to do. Um, Actually, I was a little bit worried, I will admit, when I was offered to join the brand ambassador team because I didn't want the same thing to happen. But what I love about being a brand ambassador is it's not, an expectation of hitting numbers or watching sales or things like that. I get to do what I was doing anyway. Um, I get to interact with such a beautiful community. Oh, Susan, next year, darling, next year. You can come next year. You're going to make something to swap. Fantastic. You've got 30 so far, Shirley. I think you're putting me to shame. It is addictive. It is addictive. And hopefully, I can give you some tips tonight to do some backgrounds in a hurry. Well, not a hurry, but bulk backgrounds, right? So I've laid some cards down. And because I used glue instead of gel medium, I could throw some paint on straight away. If I had used gel medium, I probably would have had to put it aside just for a little bit, or blasted you with a heat gun with it, which I don't want to do. So now I'm going to pick some paint and I'm going to look at the colours in the pages that I've already placed on. There's a big, big pink theme in there. So I'm going to start with some pink. We'll go Rogue from Dina Wakley. Oh my goodness, has everyone seen her new colours? Our store's just in time for Easter. How cool was that? She's got good business sense, that woman. Hello, Emily. Welcome, welcome. So as I throw on my Rogue, and by throw I mean carefully and beautifully place, I am using an Art by Marlene acrylic handled brush. I think this is a 18. I actually can't tell anymore because I use them so much that I have the logo off. I think it's an 18 filbert, so it's sort of a more roundy head. And am of course using my favourite brand of paints, which is Dina Wakley. I don't have all of Art by Marlene's. I do have a decent collection, but not all of them. But I have got every single one of Dina's, and yeah, I got. So, as we posted our journal pages and mixed media, as you're building the layer of an ATC backing sheet, or background, sorry, um, why shouldn't we use glue stick? It's lifting up. It's the ugly stage, right? So we're not going to get too worried about it now. What colour do I want next? I don't think I want purple. I think we should lean into the blue, right? So let's go. Oh, what kind of blue? Let's maybe choose from. That's a bit tealy. Maybe not the sky. It's kind of in between. Smurf might be a good one actually from Art by Marlene. I had to have them instantly, and I used a lavender one. I also had to have them instantly. Like, yeah, my best guy. Um, Absolutely instantly. I never noticed that before. They both have one called Sky, but look how different the colours are. Oh, I think I'm going to go up by my lens. Now, the next thing you're about to notice is I didn't actually wash my brush. Um, I am not the best on colour theory, but I know this is probably going to come out a slight purple. Yeah, see, Naomi's very, very good at colour theory. She puts me to shame. And I've many, many times accidentally made mud. But I'm also not that scared of brown either, so it doesn't bother me. I'll show you a page I did with Magicals to prepare for tonight, and it came out with splotches of brown around, but I wasn't worried. So I'm putting the blue on the top, and you can see in some places where it's mixing with the pink from my brush or some slightly damp pink on the page, just getting a bit of a purple hue, which I kind of like. It's kind of funky. Smudge of blue over there. Push that up. So I'm not going to go over all of my collage paper. I want to see some of the book paper come through and some of the black and white. So I will wash my brush now. I've also missed a tiny bit on the edge there, but when I cut the ATC out, you'll see why that is not a problem. All right, so I'm going to put that one to aside to dry. So that's collage paper, gluing down, chucking some paint in the background. Let's grab another piece. Somebody give me 2 or 3 colors. They actually no, yeah. Throw some colors in there that you'd like to see me, but why don't I pull out the new data paint? Oh, look at these. It's going to take me a while to remember their names. So this is watery, taffy, sunshine, minty, papaya, and lavender. Aren't they lovely? They're very, very, they just remind me of Easter every time I look at them. Easter eggs. All right, let's put some paint on the page. And I did on the same, Michelle. I just did an order. Normally, I sort of build up a bit of a cart on the website until I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I've spent about $100 now. I'll put the order through. But as soon as these ones were available, I was like, give me, give me, give me. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, minty and lavender. Oh, I like your thinking, Emily. We're going minty and lavender. Yes, beautiful. So my next background, I'm just going to start with a blank page. This time I'm not going to use any collage paper or scraps. I'm just going to use some paint. I'm not really thinking about where I'm putting them on too much. You've probably heard other artists and mixed media journalists talk about the rule of 3 for a journal page. I know Claire talks about it a lot, Neve, the triangle, but with ATC backs, don't have to worry about it because they're going to cut this page up into small shards. Again, you just want to try and work as if there's one set here, one in the middle, one at the bottom. So an element of everything you're doing is on every single card. So up here, this one probably wouldn't have a lot of green, so I'm just going to put some down there. There we go. I do love how quick these paints dry too, actually. As I said, I'm impatient. It's less waiting around. No, so do I. Michelle, I'm assuming you're talking about building your cart up, right? I'm assuming that's what you mean. All right, I will wash my brush in between these 2 layers and give that a second to dry. Is anybody joining me tonight that went to Southampton? I haven't been able to talk to Naomi yet, but I'm imagining it was pretty spectacular, right? I would have loved to have gone, but I'm on a bit of a budget this year. I turn the big 40 in October. Very excited, and I'm going on a fantastic family holiday to New Zealand. And as I said before, big old nerd, I'm going to do all the Lord of the Rings tours. So the rest of my lives this year, I'm going to talk a lot about my tours in New Zealand. You'll be sick of me by the time I get to actually go. And I want to know, has anyone been? Has anyone been? I've been to New Zealand once, many years ago, and it was for work. So I was only in Wellington, and I was only there for about 4 days from memory. It was a long time ago. And I was the keynote speaker at a conference. So, the conference went for like 3 days. So I think I only had like 2 days of freedom. So I got to see Wellington, which is just beautiful, beautiful area. And we're going to Wellington. But I didn't get to like go up to Rotorua or through all their beautiful landscapes. So I'm really looking forward to it. Yes, I love cards. Yeah, I thought that's what you were talking about. All right. So you don't have to stick to 2 colors. You can use more than 2 colors. I really like how these look together. Fantastic suggestion, Emily. Beautiful. Let's do that. Emily, yes, you did. I've been to New Zealand 5 times. Oh, it's your favorite holiday destination. Yeah. Oh, I cannot wait. I'll just put this on a side. We are driving to, we're flying, sorry. We're flying to Wellington And then we've hired a car. We're only going to the North Island. We've hired a car and we're going to drive from Wellington up to Auckland and, do lots of stops on the way. I think we're staying in Wellington for like 3 days. Then we're going to, and if I pronounce any of these wrong, I am so very sorry. Then we're going to Taupo. And I think we've got like 6 or 7 days in Rotorua before we go up to Auckland. We're kind of base camping in Rotorua and driving out each day. Um, we're going on a e-bike hire. Oh, we're doing all sorts of things. All sorts of things. I'm only a few months younger than you. Oh, there you go. So you're an 86 baby. Oh, Emily, you love New Zealand. Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm also really excited. This will be my children's first overseas trip. Um, it's something my parents could never afford to do for me when I was younger, but I'm so excited that I get to do this with my children. Oh, I've done that completely not the way I was going to. But I'll stop talking about my holiday. Pay attention to what I'm doing. So for the next one, what I'm going to show you, I'm just going to, as I said, I love my book paper. I'm going to stick down a whole heap of pieces of book paper to this page, and it's going to be my background. And then we'll come in over the top with lots of paint and stamping and other bits and bobs. Now, I think maybe for this one, I will use Gel Medium because I really want these pages to stick, stick, stick. Oh, you prefer the South Island? I do want to go to the South Island. The only reason we're not this trip is because some of the things that we want to do in the South Island, my youngest daughter is not old enough to do. She's only 10. I really want to go and do, oh, you're 5. Oh, hang on. You're only a few months younger than, oh, so you turned 40 this year, Michelle. My apologies. Happy birthday. Yeah, there's a few things in the South Island we want to do, like the glacier walks and stuff like that. But they have to be 13. So I have no doubt we'll be going back. All right. So let's throw some gel medium. Now, I have had this gel medium forever. I bought it at a junk store. I can't remember where. I have since bought the Dina Wakley gel medium, which I use for. This is going to sound really terrible. I use for my more important products. But you know what I'm saying, right? I use for like my collage papers or my transparencies. When I'm just chucking on some cheap book paper on a background, I just come to my cheapie. That made me sound really terrible, didn't it? So it doesn't matter that my book paper's going over the side. I'm okay with that because we're going to trim it up anyway. So tell me, Michelle, then what did you do for your birthday? Did you have a big party? So my 30th, because I'm an October baby, end of October. I'm only a couple of days away from Halloween. So we turned my house into like a haunted mansion and we had a big Halloween party for my 30th. That was a lot of fun. Okay, chucking some down. I did not talk too much, otherwise I'll run out of time like I did last time during Nat's extravaganza weekend. Now I'm actually using oh my goodness, what's it called? I can't remember what she calls it. Looks like a spatula, right? Oh goodness, it's gone right out of my head. This Nat Celsius, they're fantastic. I do use it a lot. I really find with the cheap gel medium, not so much the better brands like Dina Wakley's and whatnot, but with cheap gel medium, no matter how thoroughly I think I've washed my brush, it still is not clean and it makes the bristles hard. So a product like this is really great because it means I'm not going through brushes for silly glue. Paste, nearly done. You can go that way. So this month's theme for the ATCs is poetry. So this could be, and I haven't done mine yet actually, and maybe you're watching me make mine. This could be a really good background for a poetry. I'm actually really excited. I can't wait to see how people have interpreted that. Catalyst tool, thank you. I knew that. I did know that. Goodness sake. It's just, what did somebody call it to me the other day? What did she say? I said, I can't remember anything at the moment. I feel like I'm losing my mind. You don't know, darling, you just perimenopausal or something. So excuse the brain. Catalyst tool. Oh, you spend it at home with your pooches. Oh, 40-degree heat, yeah. Oh, good, Michelle. I'm glad. That's what it's all about, right? Oh, I normally don't do anything for my birthday. And if I'm being honest, I'm just using the big 4 as an excuse to say to hubby, hey, let's go on a holiday. Ew. Alrighty. So, because I have absolutely covered that with gel medium, I'm going to put this one aside to dry. With my catalyst tool, I am going to clean it off now because I don't want um, big chunks. I mean, gel medium, you should be able to get it off either way because the catalyst tool is silicone. So mine is much cleaner than that because I do clean it off after every paint swipe. No idea what to do for poetry. Watch along then, Carolyn. Maybe I'll be able to help you with that dilemma. I was thinking of so we've got a beautiful book page background here, which whoops, I reckon that could work really well for poetry. I'm in an hurry about it too, Carolyn, and I was thinking of, maybe doing an element of famous poems. So like Edgar Allan Poe, maybe I could do one with a raven, or Emily Dickinson's poems about the birds, something like that. Or just throw a heap of book paper down and write your own poem. Be creative. No, I don't think I'll be writing my own poem, ladies. Sorry. I don't think we're going to get there. Okay. I'm going to come back to this page, which is beautiful and dry now. And I'm going to pull out some stencils. I'm going to pull out both my Nat May folders. I think that's all I'm going to need, really. Poetry is a hard one, but you know what? I really struggled with mushrooms. Um, I struggled with that one actually. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to build up some painty layers now. So everything you can see in here, these are all Nat May stencils available on her website. I've got 2 folders going. I've got a few sheets left in this one to fill up. These are her new release ones, which came out another week. I love this one. It doesn't look like it, but I have used it a few times. I've used that one. This one is probably my favorite of the most recent releases. So that one's, I can't remember what it's called, 10 Day Stencil. This one is called, I think it's called Take a Chance. I use this one a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. And the other one I use a lot of is this one here. It's called Twisted Yarn. Oh, you love mushrooms. I was thinking, oh, Snowy River. Oh, Carolyn Seat. That's a brilliant poem. You could do horses, or you could do a river. You could do some beautiful bush trees. Oh my goodness. Look at you thinking. I love it. All right. I've got my stencil. I'm going to grab a sponge and some black paint. Does anybody else in the poetry group, do you have any ideas or suggestions? It's okay if you don't want to share them, if you want to keep them close to your chest. I'm going to use Art by Marlene's pitch, and again, add some black to this page. Okay, so with ATCs, the thing to remember is to get 9 out of this sheet, you don't cut them this way, we're going to cut in this way. So if I'm going to add letters or numbers or anything that you want to be the correct way up, turn the page this way when you're doing this, so the letters come out. The way you're going to cut them is not just looking down. You loved mushrooms, yeah. Oh, all right. So, you know what? I love this stencil so much. And you can see I tend to use the same kind of path. So when I'm doing my stenciling for an ATC background, again, I'm just thinking of those thirds, okay? So this bit is going to be on the first card, the fourth card, and a little bit on the fifth card. So I'm going to come over this way now and basically do the same thing again, but trying to hit cards 2, 3, and 6. And it's nice to have them all cohesive in the same. And I'm going to cut these. I'm going to show you how I cut them. Depending how long the backgrounds take, I might even make a couple to show you how I do it. But if we don't get that far, I'm still going to go through the process and just sort of show you the some of the things that I would do. Okay, I never put enough paint out. So, oh, okay, so what I might do now is just sort of go the opposite way as well. I still have a love-hate relationship with the blending tools. I do have them. We'll give it a go again tonight. I just can never keep the Velcro bit on it. Maybe I'm too rough. I mean, you could probably hear me bashing away here. I am pretty rough with myself. Like, I love Claire. She just swishes on the paint, swishes it through the stencil. 2 seconds later, perfect impression. No matter what I do, it comes off, the stencil moves. Just wasn't meant for me, right? So I've got a bit of an overlap there. That's okay. Remembering ATCs, we're going to be cutting this out. So I'm just looking at this middle bit here. That's okay, because we're going to go through with another stencil with a different colour. I'm thinking I might go. What's everybody doing tonight? Is anyone crafting along with me? If you are, I'd love to know what we're making. Let's use Nat's new stencil, whose name is also eluding me at the moment because I really love these X's. I think this one goes really well with her mixed media marks stance. Love a good X. All right. I'm still going to go in with black here because I've got such a colourful background. You wrote a poem as a kid that got published in the Sydney newspaper, Sharon, the Brumby Roundup. So maybe something that interests you for your poem. Oh, Sharon, oh my goodness, if you're brave enough, you need to share us with it. What an effort! Amazing, the Brumby Roundup. Are you a horse father? Are you doing the ATCs? You could use your own poem, elements from your own poem. It's amazing. Do I do love some poetry. I don't get a lot of it, but I love Henry Lawson. And he has a beautiful poem that I read when I was a young girl called The Cattle Dog's Death. Oh, just loved it. Stuck with me. And my darling father, I've now read everything Henry Lawson ever wrote, and I have his whole collection. And when I was a young girl, my darling father was taking us down to Dubbo Zoo from Canberra, and he drove like 2.5 hours out of the way just so I could go to Grenville and sit by the tree that Henry Lawson's daughter planted for him on the site of his house where he was born, I think. And I actually named my second child Lawson after Henry Lawson. You're meant to be writing an assignment. Oh, Caroline, have me on in the background, darling, but you keep that study up. I'm so proud of you. An amazing effort. All right, I'm really happy with that. Really punchy. So we have a beautiful, bright coloured background, but just throwing a couple of stencils on top gives that lovely contrast without taking away from the interest of the collage paper and the paint. Right, so I'm going to be a good girl and put my stencils away. Hello, Nunika. It's actually not Natalie, darling. It's Tegan or Gold Moon Creates. Thank you for joining us for a bit tonight. How are you? I'm doing a little live demonstration on making artist trading cards because we want to inspire people to join in the upcoming retreat. Okay, going to put that one to the side and we'll come back to our minty lavender page. I'll just get rid of this black paint. Oh, that was squeaky. I don't know if you could hear that. Squeak, squeak on my glass mat. Oh, I was devastated. I bought the new Lavinia silicon mat. I've only got a very, very small area to craft in. Excuse me. And the mat's too big. I did not measure, so it does not fit. Clever me. Hey. All right. Gonna be going in with some of Nat's stilts, I think. Oh, that's all right, Adika. You are most welcome. It is confusing because I am broadcasting from Nat's page. So, do midway through. Love it, Carolyn. Love seeing your posts about your study. It's awesome. Should be very proud of yourself. Okay, so this stamp set I'm using, I don't actually have the proper cover, but it's called Just Be Kind. And it's like a colour wheel. So because I'm using a stamp like this and I'm making ATCs, again, I just want to be conscious of my 3 sections to make sure I'm hitting all of them. So I'm going to come in actually from the side here to pick on the top. And go this way. All the stamping. Oh, look too hard. I've got the rubber impression. Oh dear. That's okay. The stamp block is not big enough for this stamp. It is in there. Right. Just doing backgrounds. No, it is, Carolyn. You should be very proud. Very inspiring. You know, I don't know if you guys remember high school, all the teachers going, you have to pick now what you're going to do for the rest of your life. What nonsense. Scaring all these kids that were already scared enough and confused enough as it was. I'm pretty confident that I'm going to have a bit of that colour wheel on every one of those ATCs. And now I'm going to grab Nat's medium marks. Sorry, that's a photo of my daughter. Just falling off the wall in front of me. Because why not? These are my 2 go-to mark making sets at the moment since the release, and won't let you down. This is the original rubber version. That does have the new set out, which is a cling stamp instead, which is this one, and it comes with the fabulous look at the dots. I love dots, and I love all the different sizes here. But I still go to the red rubber one because um, it's blinding on my best all the time. So in everything, everything. It is in everything. So does anyone have big plans for the upcoming long weekend? I hope you're all getting an opportunity to have a rest or go away and do something fun. So I'm going to add some words with my stamp. That way now. 1, 2. Anyone going camping? My family always used to go camping for Easter, and it was like the last time we could before it got ridiculously cold to go camping. Yeah. So again, this is not how I would normally stamp for an art journal background. Okay, because it looks very messy and chaotic, right? But remember, we're going to cut this up and they're going to be their own individual bits. So don't do this technique for an art journal page. Oh, you were told you were never good at art at school. Oh my goodness. See, this is the thing, right? It just, don't get me wrong, the world is full of some magnificent teachers. There are some people out there that should not be teaching. They just shouldn't be. Or they've been doing it for too long. I think that's one of the problems. They've been doing it too long. I was a preschool teacher for nearly 20 years. Mate, I was done. I was absolutely done. Don't get me wrong, I could have taught preschoolers for the rest of my life, but there was more of a sector and the things that were changing that I couldn't agree with anymore. But you do get to a point where it was the parents I was done with, to be honest. So I changed careers and now I am um, doing some really meaningful work supporting communities with community grants. So I'm loving every second of it. All right, so I'm just using this like asterixy star. This is from Mixed Media Marks 1 by Madeline Ray. Again, I'm trying to hit where we're going to go. This is a different kind of background for me, I've got to say. I don't really know where I'm going with this. But we're going. We're going and we're going to get somewhere. Chris is going to Adelaide to stay with his sisters. Oh, he sells plants in the meadow markets. What kind of plants? I mean, you're looking at black thumbs here, but I can maybe sometimes grow succulents. Oh, you're a midwife too, Joe. Amazingly rewarding. Oh, the hours. Oh, my goodness. See, that's another job, right? Amazing, amazing midwives I've met in my life. Amazing. Okay. All right, I'm going to put that one to the side. We're going to go back to the book paper. And I'm just going to call out to my hubby, Matt. How long have I been going for, darling? Just a time check, please. 45 minutes already. Good Lord. All right, guys, we might be going over tonight just so I can show you all the things I wanted to show you. So if you hang around with me, thank you so much. Bromeliads. Chris, I'm just going to be completely honest. I have no idea what they are. Is it a type of rose? So you like grow them and seed them yourselves? I'm in awe of people that can do that. I've got a little tiny garden on my back door. It's mostly full of succulents, but I've got a few spider plants and some bird's nest ferns and things like that. But I struggle. I really struggle to keep anything alive. Oh, Joe. Oh, Carolyn, you've been a nurse for 26 years. Pediatric nurse. Oh, my goodness. And now you're doing midwifery. Oh, I tip my hat to you. Absolutely tip my hat to you, my love. That is amazing. As someone with a terrible chronic medical condition, um, when I was having my brain tumor removed at the end of last year, those nurses just make the absolute world of difference. Every nurse. Oh, he propagates them. You have thousands. Oh, pink pineapples. Oh, pink pineapples. Oh, okay. I'm going to have to Google this after I finish my live, you know. All right, so I want to do something a little bit different with this one. This is an Art by Marlene paper cat. Her new release is coming out soon. It should be up on Nat's website early next week. Keep an eye out for Tuesday, maybe, if you're so inclined. Again, my holiday. I'm on a budget. I'm not going to go crazy this time because I've got so much of some of the old releases. I'm going to, I can't decide which colour. I think I'm going to get this one. Nothing grows on your property at Monardo. So you have fake plants. Enjoy the babies. Oh, fake plants. Yeah, just dust them down, right? I've also got to be careful because I didn't realise. Oh, these would. Oh, there you go. You guys need to get together and talk. I didn't realise that some indoor house plants could be toxic for cats. And I was at Bunnings the other day and I was going to buy one. Lucky my mum was with me because she goes, Tegan, you can't buy that. If your cats eat it, they'll die. I was like, "Oh, I had no idea." I know, like what are the Christmas ones, the poinsettias? I know they're toxic if they're eaten. I don't know many people wanting to eat them, but animals do silly things. So I have my Art by Marlene tag. This is a 3 3/8 punch, circle punch. It's a Stampin' Up one that I got from my mother-in-law. And I'm just gonna pop out some big circles. So these pineapple bromeliads, I'm sure I'm just butchering that, Chris. Please don't judge me. They will grow in anything. They sound like my kind of plant then. This is a small one. Oops. This is a Kazaz punch. I don't know. I think it might be an inch, maybe. Slightly smaller. It doesn't have the size on the back, so I don't know. And I'm just going to cut a few smaller ones out around the edges. And then the rest of this page, I want some different colors. The rest of this page will go in my little basket and be used for other ATC backgrounds. Mhm. Another good thing when you're punching holes out of paper, I kind of messed it up with the big one because I maybe did them a bit too close. But now you could like put it out of a rectangle and use it as a peek hole through. So you could put it down there and then put stamps or something behind it. So yeah, never throw any scraps out. Use them for everything. I'm a recycler. Oh, excuse me. We try growing tennis and it's probably growing here, but not here. Oh dear. Is it like hard clay or where are you going? All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna throw some big circles around. Again, one set, two sets, three sets. And what I like about this, it's gonna be, I didn't do enough big ones. Big one. It's gonna be a really cool contrast against that book paper. Didn't do enough big ones. Good. But that should be okay because we're going to go with our little ones too. Oh, you've got your pre-ordering. Yes, very good. Very, very good. I was very tempted by the new paper bits because they're probably my favorite things. Excuse me. But no, budget, holiday. I want to buy all the nerd things in New Zealand, right? Okay, so, oh, that's not sticky glue. Lucky I realised. That is paint. What I didn't put away. I have my sticky glue right in front of me. If you haven't seen, Natalie May sells these. They are brilliant. It is a sticky glue holder. Well, it's a glue holder. It's not just an upper mowing, but I have it in front of me. And what it means is that the nozzle doesn't get clogged. I'm very, very, very happy with it. That's why I thought my paint was it because it's always on hand. It's always right in front of me. A plants that dinosaurs used to feed on. Are you serious, Sonia? He's really cool. He's really cool to think about, right? Pop in there. More of a red dirt. Oh, I suppose that would be tricky to grow things on. Downpour, rain soon before our tanks run out of water. Yeah. Ugh. Another bunch of amazing people. Australian farmers. Michelle, I don't know who do it. Okay. So I'm not being real worried about the glue because after I cut it, if I need to, I'll come back with this and re-stick corners down because when we cut it, this is going to maybe lift some of the paper or some of these deckly bits. So, you know, I love my art journaling, but sometimes I just don't want to be bothered with the paint wad and the paintbrushes. So that's when I sort of come to pages like this, and I'll do a page or ATC backs that are all paper. And it's actually challenging to be creative with just paper. All right, everyone, we need to help out, get some rain going. Who knows? A really good rain dance. Get some feathers and pray to the rain gods. Oh, that one. Oh, my favorite. Last one. All right. Oh, I think these are going to look really cool. And you know what? I'm going to do a journal page like this too, because that was really fun. That would look really cool. Excellent. So where is Monaro? Are we talking South Australia still? Okay, so in what I thought was a short amount of time, that my husband's telling me was like 45 minutes, we've got 3 ATC bats. This one's curling a little bit because it had the paint on it. To uncurl it, if you've got a heat gun, and mine is just a bit tangled, you can come turn it over. This is hopefully not too loud for you. And just blast it along the edges a little bit. And you can see I'm using my finger to fold it back towards me and allow it to come, and it makes it flat. Little tips for you. All right, so we've got in pretty quick succession, like when you think about it, I don't do maths very well, but there's 9 per page, so that's what, 18, 24, something, 23, something. The next tip I'm going to tell you is not going to be relevant to everyone. When I make backgrounds like this that I really, really love. So I like this one, but I'm probably not going to do it with this one. I will definitely do it with that one. That one's nice and bright and a lot of fun. I might even do it with this one. I don't know. I've got a photocopier. I then photocopy it. It's cheating, right? It's not cheating. It is using advantage of the tools that we're given. So this is a photocopy of a previous ATC background I've done. So is this one. So is this one. So now I always sort of keep like the template. And then I'm like, you know what? I want to do something with this, or I want to rip it up into collage pieces to make a new background. Just a really quick way to get some more ATC backs, especially if you're going to a retreat with 100 people. If you don't have your own printer at home, because seriously, it is expensive, take a background down to Officeworks. I think a color copy is like 79 cents. And I think the thicker paper, I think they charge you extra for the thicker paper. I'm not sure if you can tell the difference. So this is a really thick, that's a 300 GSM page. Can you hear it's more like a card. This is the 200. So it's a bit thin. If you are going to be putting a lot of wet medium on your paper, the thicker, the better, obviously. Okay, let's cut a background up. Which one do you want me to play with out of the 3 that I made tonight? Oh, thanks, Sandy. This year's the first year you've struggled. Coming from other tabs. Wow. South Australia. Oh, you're only like half an hour from Hahndorf. I can't wait to come back. I really can't. We didn't have a car or anything, but Tammy drove us in to Hahndorf for dinner one night, which was really, really nice. Really very nice. Chris, what a fabulous idea. Make your own fabric. Never would have thought of that. That is brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant. All right, ladies and gentlemen, people online, which one do you want to see me cut up? I'll pick. So I have got a pretty simple paper cutter. It's not a fancy brand. Pretty sure I bought it from Aldi for like maybe $8. But she does the job. Oh, look, I haven't even taken the plastic protector off it. So, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, I'll get it out of the way. Can't wait for the retreat. Absolutely. All right. What I might do is nobody's picked one. I'm going to pick the collage one because it's going to be a good example of how it cuts with paper. And this one's still a bit wet. I am reluctant to cut through wet paper because under the blade it can pull and rip it. Okay, can you see that? Okay, I'm just going to check the screen and let it catch up. I might have a quick drink. I want to make sure what I'm doing you guys can actually see. Oh, there is quite a delay. Oh, Sandy, me too. I'm really looking forward to it. And we're not far from me showing you a bit of a sneaky peek of what I'm bringing along with me. Okay, so to cut ATCs, they are 9 centimeters on the long side. Oh, bye, Sandy. No worries, darling. Happy birthday. They're 9 centimeters on the long side and they're 6.5 centimeters wide. So I'm going to turn my page landscape. I'm going to take it to 9 centimeters and I'm going to cut a strip. And that's my first strip. I'm going to rinse and repeat, pull the paper up to 9 centimeters, and then do the last one, 9 centimeters. And now I'm left over with another strip that's going to go where? In my scrap box. Then we're going to turn it back to the right orientation and we're going to cut the actual cards. So this bit, we want to be 6.5 centimeters. Now, it's going to be a little trim at the end. So see how, I'm not sure if you can see, hang on, let me pull it out. See how, oh, I've lifted some paper. See how here the paint's a bit streaky there? I don't love that. I don't love that bit. So I'm going to turn it upside down and I'm actually going to start from this side because I'm going to trim as much on that end as I can. There you have it, one ATC done, one ATC background done, I should say. Second, and now we come here to the trim. And from an A4 piece of paper, you can get a pin with a bit like that. And we put them to the side, do it for all of them. Now you can, if you want to, you can do this. I generally don't, only because my cutter is super nasty. And it doesn't cut through multiple layers. But it also means I can't decide which parts of the card that I want to keep as well. And if I'd been paying more attention, I probably would have turned that one upside down as well. And I'll look that way. Bum, done. No worries, Michelle. We're going to do some rain dances for you. Good luck, darling. I am going over. Anyone who needs to go, please don't feel guilty. But after I cut these, I am going to show you a little sneak peek. Because I promised I would. 6.5. Careful when you're doing this, because it's easy to forget the measurements, and I have made mistakes before. Okay, so now you've got 9 ATC backgrounds. We'll go through what you can do with them next if you're new to ATCs. I'm just going to throw them all out there. Tripped a bit, but that's okay. So now they look better, right? Because they're not all as chaotic. Oh, Chris. Oh, I'm so glad. Yes, please do. And if I can ever be any help, if you have any questions, never hesitate to reach out to me through the Creative Community Group or any of my Gold Moons accounts, okay? I love helping people join in. The more, the merrier. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is decorate the front of your ATC. These are some that I have made to swap at the retreat. So here's your sneak peek. I don't think I've got as many as somebody else has made. So this one's a good example. So I've used book paper to stamp a Dina Wakley stamp. I've got some cheesecloth and some ribbon and my little cute quote. I've used some ephemera pieces. Here I've used some stencil paste and some more ephemeras up by Marlene, bits and bobs. I haven't put my backs on yet, but I will. So these ones are more steampunky. So I've got some little metal cogs going on there. And just some bits of fun. This is probably one of my favorites. It's a very bright background and it's a very bright focal image. So I used some cheesecloth to break it up. So what's going to happen at the retreat? If you want to make ATCs and you want to swap ATCs with everybody else at the retreat, I have made these little badges. I recently got a secondhand button badge press and I've made these up. So if you would like to, please come and find me. I've posted my face up in the Creative Escape Retreat page group. Come find me, grab your swapper badge, and then we can go through and do swapping with people, which is really, really exciting. So you'll all get one of those as well for keep. But if you're still a little bit unsure about what to use on your ATCs, I'm going to show you my general go-tos. Oh, Emily, you've never made them either. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, you are making my soul so happy. So, so happy. Stamps, 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 stamps. The book page one, I actually made with these sets in mind. I'm going to put my yoga ladies in meditation on the circles and the book pages. Stamps are a really, really great way to get a focal piece for an ATC. Excuse me, ladies. Emily, Chris, seriously, you've made me so happy. Some of my go-to stamps, Funky Fossils, so there's the yoga girls right there. They've got good sizes. She's going to be a little bit long, like if I put the background next to her, so she's a bit long. We're just going to trim off, that's fine. There's that girl, another girl, some more Funky Fossils. But then my favorites to put on ATCs and tags are All and Creates. This little size, I don't know what this size is called. It's not A5. I think it's smaller than A5. A6 maybe? Hang on. My stencil folders are A5. Yeah, maybe A6. Not sure. Not sure. Um, I love these. These characters fit perfectly on an ATC and they're so cute. So that's one way you can do it. So I then stamp on the same paper that I made my backgrounds out of. I then get some Dina Wakley scribble sticks, use it as a watercolor and color them in. That's one way you can do it. Another way is there you go, there's an all and create one that I did. The flower eyes, so clever. Another thing you can do is use bits and bobs of everything. Like you can be really, really creative. So Natalie May sells a lot of different brands that do ephemera. So ephemera is already die cut out little characters. So this is the uniquely creative one. What's this set called? Hello, Darling Coral. This is like a birthday card set. There's lots of like first birthday and beautiful in there. I bought it because that deer is cute and there's an elephant, and I love elephants. Um, All and Create do lots and lots of ephemera packs. This is a butterfly. I bought this ages ago. There are so many pieces in there, 63. I feel like I use them all the time, but I've still got heaps left. Here's another All and Create. That was a Halloween set. Lots of bits and bobs left. If you've got crafty friends, this is something Naomi and I do because we live so close to each other. We will buy a pack and share it because there's more than one of each picture. So 115 pieces will go halves and cut it in half. So can you tip if you've got crafty people nearby? We've got another Funky Fossil ephemera one. That's a really fun one. Some more uniquely creative. I've used some of these for my retreat ATCs. Lots of different things. But you can also do it cheap. You don't have to buy a whole bunch of palettes either. That was like $1 at the junk store. It's a doily. You can use doilies. You can put magicals and dye them and do all sorts of things. Let's forget my bits and bobs. Sure. My camera. Oh, I think I bought these at the junk store too. They're little wooden buttons. I plan on using those for ATCs. You can use chipboard, little chipboard pieces. You don't have to colour them, but you can. And these are fun. They're a little bit like my steampunk metal cogs because they just bring a little bit more depth to the ATC. These I think I bought at a junk store, little ladybugs, all that sort of stuff. What's that in my part? That actually looks quite cool with the wood. Hessian ribbon, all kinds of ribbon. String, sewing thread, yarn. I just have random bits of bobs that I'll attach. Now, when I am using any kind of cheesecloth or any kind of fabric on an ATC, I'm going to show you. Well, if we can find it. It was right here before. Hello, welcome. We're talking all things artist trading card sewing. My go-to is the Tim Holtz Ideology Mini Attacher. This thing is brilliant. So, oh look, I've got some cheesecloth right here. So let's say I wanted to add this cheesecloth to this background. I'm going to bunch it up a little bit like that. You don't have to put it on white and plain. You can use any kind of pigment or Tim Holtz sprays or Lindy sprays to dye it. But I'm going to use a stapler to attach it. This is called the mini attacher or the tiny attacher. But see how I'm not just laying it out flat. I've sort of bunched it up because not only is it going to give some interesting texture, it's going to raise it up a little bit as well. And now I might come along with my focal image. I'm going to cut her out properly, of course, and I'll stick her on top with either a bit of glue. My go-to glue is obviously sticky glue by my name. My other favorite adhesive is the Couture Creations double-sided foam dots. Glue's not going to hold as well on a cheesecloth, so I'd probably go a foam dot to pop her on that background. So I think that's it, guys. I'm not going to construct anymore. I've shown you how to do the backgrounds. Before we wrap up, though, I did want to show you the 12 by 12 and let's see how many we can get out of it. So just bear with me very briefly while I move all of my stuff out of the way. Oh, that's one thing I know how to do. It is make a mess. Okay, we'll just pop all this to the front. Clean it up later. Bump, bump, bump. Can't forget our awesome badges that we're going to use. Whoops, I just threw one away. And if any of you are coming to the retreat and are doing swaps, you never know, you might have just seen your card. Hello, Susan. How was Seth Apter? Jealous, jealous, jealous. I'm super jealous. All right, guys. Actually, Lindy Games is another really great way to do ATC backgrounds. These are both done with Lindy Gang magical sprays. Shake them on, spritz them off. Naomi's got lots of magical videos. I won't go into that tonight. But what I want to see is how many ATCs we can get out of one 12 by 12. Actually, Susan might even know the answer to that because I'm pretty sure Susan's the one who told me she uses 12 by 12s. Making a message your superpower. Excellent. I'm not alone. So, same as before. This is a square though, so I don't think it matters which side you start on. So let's see how many strips we can get. That's 1 9 centimeter. Sad day, more tomorrow. Oh, I'm so jealous. It's all right. A month, and then I can see your fabulous face, Susan. Carol and Michelle, I'm just so excited. I really can't wait. So still 3 strips, but I'm guessing I'm going to guess 4. So what? I reckon we're going to get 12. 12, 12, 12 out of the 12 by 12. How lovely. I can't wait to see some of the photos, Susan. 6.5. So ATC sizes, 9 centimeters by 6.5 centimeters. Yeah, 4 per strip. So a 12 by 12 sheet will get you 12 ATCs. Another great way to make some bulk ATCs for our upcoming retreat. And you know what? Because we've still got a few people on, and if you're happy to hang around, let's do a Magnificent background real quick because they are real quick. The only thing I'll say about doing Magical's background for ATCs is when I'm doing a journal, I'm impatient, so I tend to dry them with a heat gun. Oops, just dropped a whole piece of paper down there. Oops, it's okay. We can rebuild later. But when I'm doing it for ATCs, I try and do it the night before because I like them to be I like them to dry in that really unique way. So this one, yeah, I like the effect it makes when you leave them to air dry. It's a little bit more vibrant. You've got a couple of backgrounds ready already, Susan. Well done, darling. You did miss it, but here's a little sneak peek for you too. I've made special badges and I'm up to about, I think I've done about 25 swap. Somebody on here's already done 30. So, you know, we've got some achievers in the room. Love, love, love that. Anybody on here not used Lindy Gang's Magicals before? They come in 2 different ways to use them. And so I'm just trying to find my wet wipe because I've got a pile of stuff. If you haven't, they come in 2 ways. Oh no, really? I suppose they come in 3 ways, don't they? Pull a drawer out. So you can either get them as the pigment powder like this, and this is a shaker bottle, so you can sprinkle and then add water to activate the color, or you can get them in bottles. So they don't come with liquid, they come with just the powder still. All the directions are on the side of the bottle. You just add warm water to the fill line, and the fill line is right there. It's all very simply written out for you. Let it sit for 10 minutes, and then you shake before you use it each time. The sprinkle and spritz method with the pigment powder from the shakers, I think you've got a lot more control about what's going on in your page. For backgrounds, mass backgrounds, you haven't used them before. Emily, they're a lot of fun. I was incredibly scared before I started using them. Naomi is your go-to there. You want to go and check out Toki Creations. She is an absolute whiz with magicals, far more proficient in use of them than I am. I just sprinkle, add water, and watch it all mix together. She uses them through stencils, through, oh, mate, she's a whiz. She uses them with stamps even, I think. She's very clever. But because we have a newbie, I'm going to show you the difference between the two products, okay? So what colour? Well, let's go pink. All right, I'll use my shaker bottle first. When you're using the bottles, I will say you always want to have paper towel or wet wipe on standby. You want to keep these nozzles really clean, otherwise they clog and they don't do what you want them to do. The sprays also go everywhere, as you can see. I've got paint and sprays everywhere. I'm just going to spray the page like this. And now that I'm finished, wet wipe, wipe the nozzle. Okay, and that's just going to keep it nice and clean so it won't get clogged. That is the easiest way to do it. I'm just trying to find a colour that's going to work well with that. The next way is the pigment powder. So some of them look like this. When you open them, they kind of look like a pepper or salt shaker opener at the top. The older ones look like this when you open them. It's like a tiny little jar, and it's just a powder in there. I'm not actually going to use that one. If I was using this one, all I would do is get a dry brush in there and sprinkle it on the page and then add water to activate. These pigments are powerful. Not sure if you can see, but a tiny piece of blue powder just came off that one when I opened the lid, right there. Now, when I add more liquid to that, watch it explode out. I'm going to give that a real quick heat blast, so we're nearly done, guys. Thank you for hanging around with me. I don't really want to make mine. Maybe I should just pick a different colour that complements those. Oh, if we make brown, we make brown. We lean into it and we go with it. With the shaker ones, we're just going to sprinkle the pigment powder on the page, and we're doing OTC backgrounds, so we're not being careful, we're being random. This colour is called Every Picture Tells a Story. Now, the colours that go into create these vibrant colours is amazing. And depending on what you're layering it on, depending what paper you're using, depending what colour you've got underneath, you always get a different result, which is just amazing. So now I've just got water in a spray bottle. See, look at that. Because it's mixing with the pink, so it's kind of going like a blue instead of a teal. Oh, love that. Love that. Look at that. Look at that. So you can see how, let me bring it up. The colours explode. And I've only used two colour pigments, but I'm seeing like at least one, two, three, like at least 8 different colours already. Now, as I move the page, it's water. It's going to move. It's going to react. It's going to change. You've got less control than you do with paint with the method I've just shown you. But as I said, if you go watch Toki Creation, she will show you methods of control with Lindy's. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's going to be beautiful. The only thing to be really mindful in using this for ATC backgrounds is Lindy Games magicals are water reactive. Obviously, we've just added water. Look at that purple tone. It's beautiful. So if I now come over with, when it's dry, if I now come over the top with glue, with paint, with any kind of wet medium, it's going to move the magicals underneath, okay? So if I put white paint over the top of this, I wanted to stencil some white paint, it's not going to be white. It's going to pick up the pigments as soon as something wet touches it. So with a magicals background, I'll do more adding stamped images that I've cut out and I'm sticking on and I try to avoid. But it kind of depends on what you want to do. If you've not used Magical before, especially for yourself, Emily, my suggestion is grab one set. Either if you're new to it, my suggestion would be the sprays. That would be my tip. Or Nat's got her set that she released recently, and she's got a bundle where it comes with her shakers and her sprays. That's probably the best value for money pack that you can get. And just play. Practice on some ATCs. Practice on whatever, tags, just a piece of paper, whatever. Have a go. Really, really, really fun to play with and some really amazing outcomes. So as I move this over to my drying table, it might move. So that's okay. I'm just going to get it out of the way. And it's actually very similar to the one I did the other day. And that's what it looks like dry. I definitely have my go-to colors, right? You can also pick up Magicals if it gets too close to the end with paper towel. Sorry, that one is just dripping off into my journal. So I just want to move it. So there you go. That's what it can look like dry. Well, that's what it can look like dry. Anyway, my beautiful, you're welcome, Emily. My beautiful, courageous crafters, thank you. Thank you for being beautiful people. Thank you for being courageous with me tonight. Cannot wait to see all of those who are coming to the retreat. Cannot wait to see some of you who are going to try and join next year. And you know what? For those of you who can't come, we're always here. We're a community together online all of the time. Join the Natalie May Creative Community group if you haven't already. Follow all the brand ambassadors on our socials. And if you ever want to learn how to do something or you like something one of us has done and you're not sure how we did it, pop us a DM. We are always more than happy to help everyone. In the meantime, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and stay courageous. Bye.